Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the Nerdic Pro Podcast. What we all saying? My name is, as per usual, Bobby effing Salastar. With me on the line is Mr. Richie Stoner. Richie, what we say?
How's it going, mate? You all right?
You could be a bit more enthusiastic, or
Hello, Bobby. How are you doing? Are you well?
I'm absolutely superb, mate. How are things?
Oh, good, mate.
You fucking sad bastard, right? Right. So then, tonight, wrestling stuffs. What do we know? AJ Styles is retiring. John Cena's retiring. Samoa Joe's meant to be retiring. Everyone's fucking off. Abdullah the Butcher's in hospital. My God, what the fuck is going on?
That's all bloody froze again, isn't it?
I'm froze, apparently. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
No. As soon as you said about Samoa Joe retiring, it went like a bloody robot being dragged backwards underwater.
So lovely. So what I said was, right, Samoa Joe's retiring. Abdullah the Butcher's in hospital. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we know?
Well, the top guys from 2008 are all disappearing. That's that's a bit of a shit thing because that's when I got back into it. Yeah. What's up with Abdullah the Butcher? I mean, I hadn't seen anything about that.
So, see a few posts on Facebook yesterday saying that he's been taken into hospital. And I can tell you what now. Abdullah the Butcher. Yeah, call me a dumbass, but I only found out recently that he's actually Canadian and not Sudanese. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen that as well.
Here we are. All right. So this is... I had to fucking pick this one up, didn't I? This is as per the Daily Mail. It says here, WWE Hall of Fame. I didn't realize he was in the Hall of Fame, but okay. Abdullah the Butcher has reportedly been hospitalized whilst battling, in the inverted commas, serious health issues. The 84-year-old, whose real name is Lawrence Robert Shreve, whatever the fuck, was taken to hospital Thursday night because of the unspecified problem. Booking agent Steve Stasiak revealed, who was the son of, I believe, the third or fourth ever WWF champion, Stan the Man Stasiak. After sharing the worrying news, Stasiak called on the wrestling community to send prayers, positive thoughts, and strength to Abdullah amid his health struggles. Right now, he needs all of us. Let's come together as fans, friends, and family of the business to send our prayers, positive thoughts, and strength of his way. He wrote in a post on Facebook. Abdullah and members of his team follow this page. They often read your comments, and even Abdullah himself comments. So if you want to leave a message, memory, and or prayer for him, please do. He'll see them, and it will mean more than you can imagine. Back in July 2024, wrestling site Pro Wrestling Insider, so Sean Ross Sapsgaff, reported that Abdullah was hospitalized while dealing with an intestinal issue. It is unclear whether his latest medical trouble is related. The Canadian icon started wrestling as a teen in the late 1950s and first gained attraction in All Japan Pro Wrestling. Don't really care about none of that. Yeah, so it's basically just now gives out a bit of a backstory. So he's in hospital for some health struggles. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, it's shit. Like, yeah, I mean, he's 84, so it's kind of like health issues tend to be a thing, unfortunately. Yeah, my
Yeah,
grandparents
exactly.
are in their 80s, yeah, so sort of. But yeah, it's just shit, really. Isn't it? It's kind of, yeah, you see these icons and stuff, like regardless of what sport it is, you just kind of think they're gonna live forever. Yeah,
Exactly.
just look at earlier, just look at in the summer, we lost Ozzy and Hulk Hogan in a couple of days. You know,
Yeah.
two icons in you know their respective genres,
Professions.
you know, whatever you want to professions. That's a much
Yeah.
better way, but you know, who helped revolutionize, yeah, not just icons, but guys that helped revolutionize their their
Yeah.
scenes and that, right? We lost in the space of a couple of days, you know, and you just presume that nothing had killed them yet, they were going to live forever.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. I mean, when you look at, you know, someone like Hogan, someone like Ozzy, well, with someone like Ozzy, like all the shit he's put into his body over the years, you know, it's quite surprising that, you know, like, it hadn't come sooner because, you know, obviously years ago, back to when he was, you know, gigging like a full schedule with Black Sabbath and shit, the amount of coke that he was on. You know what I mean?
Well,
You know,
there's that picture that goes around Facebook and stuff every now and then where he's like holding the baggie up and it's like Ozzy showing how much sugar he puts in his coffee in the morning.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
That's I mean, there was okay. We should joke when people die, but when you see about all like these rappers and that die at like 21, 22 because they've taken dodgy drugs and whatnot, and then you get then it'll flick to like shows like Ozzy, guys in the Rolling Stones, and all the people from the 60s, 70s, and 80s who were pumping their stuff was full of crap left, right, and center each and every day, and they were still kicking, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like again, like with something like wrestling, you know, you look at, you know, like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, the amount of people that were, you know, pill popping, roids, you know, the sniff, all that shit, you know, and then obviously, you know, having their, you know, like having themselves, you know, thrown around a fucking wrestling ring. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's, you know, like again, like I'm surprised now, you know, quite a few people, you know, didn't go sooner, sort of thing, and yeah, so, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So, yeah, all the best to Abdullah the Butcher, as he was one of the revolutionists, shall we say, of the hardcore wrestling scene. And, yeah, he was one badass motherfucker. So, yeah. Anyways.
So that's another thing, like just the extremeness of, that hardcore scene and everything. Again, you'd think that things would have happened sooner rather than later, especially like wrestling in like the 80s and all that sort of thing, where they didn't give a shit about headshots and stuff like that, and regardless of the sports of everything, whether it's wrestling, boxing, rugby, American football, that sort of thing, CTEs, or is it even normal football is now becoming a big thing. When you think that the footballs back then were like 2 compounds away from being brick, and icons from the 80s and that are unfortunately getting Alzheimer's and stuff like that because of untreated CTEs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, like you look at obviously Abdullah the Butcher, like he's got those scars like on the top of his head, isn't he? I don't know whether like that's a birth defect or whether they actually come from wrestling.
I believe that was a fork. Yeah, his iconic fork, and I believe it was something to do with that.
Oh, really? Fucking hell. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, bloody hell, fair enough. So yeah, you know, like again, you know, if you know, scenes as that's come from, you know, like wrestling, so to speak. You know, again, surprised now, you know, nothing had happened sooner. Call me a cunt, but yeah, you know. So yeah. But yeah, life goes on. So yeah. Right. Oh, now what? Go away. Right. AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Calling it a day. in 2026.
He's one of the main reasons I started watching TNA.
Was he?
Yeah, which I think a lot of people probably share a similar sort of thing, that weren't like the WCW followers over to it and that sort of thing. Like, when I got back into wrestling, it was just WWE to start with. Brother-in-law was watching TNA as well. He was like, "Yeah, it's got Booker T here." Kurt Angle was there and stuff. I was like, "All right, cool." So I just remember sitting around there one time, and I was like, "Who's this little fella who's like flipping around and doing triple backflips and random insane shit and everything?" And like I said, that's what got me hooked on TNA, and then discovering Samoa Joe, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. Sort of Christian Cage was there as well. So it's like, for me, that was like my doorstep into TNA. My opening doorstep. You know what I mean?
I first started watching TNA, I'd probably say 2011, 2012, and people like Eric Bischoff, people like Hulk Hogan, people like them hadn't long come into it, like from what I remember. I think Dixie Carter hadn't long started becoming like an on-screen sort of person, like, if you know what I mean. So that's sort of when I sort of first started getting into it. And obviously, AJ Styles was there. I remember, because I think he had to vacate the... Did he have to vacate the TNA title? And then Magnus won it? Or did...
so basically he won it, and then because like he was leaving or his contract was up, so he'd won it and then left, just like disappeared off the face of the earth. So they're like, "Oh, we've got no champion, we need an interim one." And then they had that weird ladder match with Magnus and Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
And then
obviously
AJ's going to Mexico, he's going to Japan, he's going all around the world defending this title, and they're making a big deal about how he's not signed with them, so his defense has meant nothing or something the other, yet while still bringing them up every 5 minutes. So because he come back for a unification match, I can't remember what happened, like what happens in like who that was against or whatever.
But like it was AJ that first sort of got me into the whole Japanese scene, because like I still followed him like after he'd actually left TNA, and I want to say like 2014, 2015, something like that. So then go over to...
I think it was like 2012 he left, wasn't it?
No, because like he come back, didn't he? Did he come back?
Yeah, but when he left, it was only for like a short time. Hold on, give us a second. AJ Styles. Scully.
NWA Total Non-Stop Action / Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling 02 to 14.
It was 20. It was 2012
then he went
to 14
on over
that
to
fell
Japan,
apart.
did the whole thing with the Bullet Club, and then obviously debuted for WWE. Well, I say debuted, technically returned to WWE in 2016 in the Rumble. It was AJ that got me into like New Japan, Bullet Club, that sort of shit. And so that was good. That was fun, because he's also a former Rev Pro champion as well. So as well as
I don't think there's a promotion champion he's wrestled for he hasn't been champion.
Yeah, because he's been... Was he Ring of Honor World Champion? Because I know that he was the first ever pure champion there, wasn't
he? He was... I've just got it. He was never actually Ring of Honor World Champion. I always thought he was. He was pure champion, World Tag Champion, and won the Pure Wrestling Tournament. I honestly thought he was Ring of Honor Champion.
So did I.
Let's see, Triple R. He won tag team tournament with Loki and Samoa Joe. All Access Wrestling heavyweight champion. Ballpark Brawl natural heavyweight champion. Christian Wrestling Federation / Entertainment heavyweight champion 1 time. Family Wrestling Entertainment heavyweight champion. Independent Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion. Independent Wrestling Association Mid-South heavyweight champion. International Wrestling Cartel. Super Indies Championship champion 4 times. I'll just skip past all like these smaller promotions. That New Japan IWGP champion 2 time. I didn't even know Korea had a wrestling promotion because he was junior heavyweight champion there as well.
South Korea does, yeah.
3-time NWA world champion, 2-time TNA world champion, Pro Wrestling Gorilla world champion, like you say, Rev Pro British heavyweight champion. He's 2-time champion at a small promotion called WWE. Don't think if anyone's heard of them. That's it.
Going off subject there, yeah, a tiny bit. So, Tower Destroyer has said a gerbil is trapped in my boyfriend's ass and can't get out. Should he keep feeding it milk with a medicine dropper or just let it starve to death? In the humble, very famous words of the Lorax, let him die, let him die, let him shrivel up and die. There we are. Now, fuck off. All right. Where were we?
AJ Styles. Yeah, sort of genuinely like the idea of him retiring. I mean, like, I've always been the person that boos Cena. Like the idea of Cena retiring is like, oh, yeah. There's always been one of them standout names since I got back into it. Yeah. I think if Randy Orton announced retirement, right, for next year as well, I think that'd be done. Like, yeah, for like when I got back into it, the 4 top people that were left are now all retiring. Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully Randy will start. Keep going for a good amount of time because, like, literally, like, it feels like everyone that I was watching when I got back into wrestling is on the way out because I mean, Edge probably he ain't got long left, does he?
No,
really? Yeah. Same as Christian. Hunter can't wrestle because he's got a dodgy ticket now. I don't think Kane's actually retired. I think he just like focused on his political stuff.
Yeah, because so technically he's the mayor of whatever the fuck. Yeah.
And then everyone else is all retired. Yeah. Sting's retired. Yeah, we mentioned Booker and Kurt Angle earlier. They're retired. Yeah, people like Taker, Shawn Michaels. Chris Jericho's still going. That's
yeah, that's still a plus.
I see a post the other day. It was like, Cena, Joe, AJ all retiring. They're all like late 40s or whatnot. It's like Chris Jericho, 53, poised for a WWE return.
But it could happen, he's done it no other times before. So, I mean, when I first started watching wrestling back at the start of 2009, for me, Cena's always been there, right? Someone like Randy has always been there. But end of 2008, start of 2009, Undertaker was still pretty much full time. Shawn Michaels was fucking still wrestling. Obviously, Triple H was still wrestling, right? And it was like Yeah, Ray was still in WWE, you know. Edge was still wrestling, you know. Christian, I think, was in TNA at that point. I think. But yeah, you know, like it will be a very sad day. Like I've said on the podcast before, and I've done a podcast with Stuart before, you know, saying that, you know, I'm going to cry like a little bitch when Cena actually, you know, like that final bell rings, and yeah, so in Cena's retirement, and yeah, now we got AJ bastard calling it a day. So yeah, very sad day. He's having technical difficulties again, ladies and gentlemen. What?
Bloody satellite a robot again. I have no idea. Like everything you said, just completely.
You sound like a robot.
Yeah, that's what I was getting from you. I hate technology so much.
Well, this is the Nerdic Pro Podcast, so we kind of have to hate technology. So yeah.
Oh, let's do it again.
But well, are you still there? Richie? I think he's ignoring me, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm not actively ignoring you.
Yeah, right, he said something. I couldn't really make out what that was. Oh dear, now we're buffering. Hoorah. And he's gone! I'm on my own. Oh, dearie me, hang on. Oh, you could have made this up even if you tried, could you? Hang on. Oh, someone just sent me a friend request on Facebook. Who are you? Go away. Is he back yet? No, he's not back yet. Hang on. Let me message him. What do you mean you lost connection to my mic, you silly bastard? Ah! Can you hear me? For fuck's sake. Oh, mate, I hate my life. Oh. Right, I think we're probably going to have to come back to this at a later date because I don't think technology is a fan of Richie at the moment. So yeah, if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, then please do give us a subscribe here on the Nerdic Pro Podcast YouTube channel. It will massively help us out. Please do go check out all the other podcasts here on YouTube. Please do check us out on TikTok, Spotify, and on Facebook. obviously, all of them, the Nerdic Pro Podcast. Richie's now in, fuck's sake, Richie, give me 2 minutes and I'm going to phone you, right? Literally give me 2 minutes. I think we may have to come back to this like at a later date. So, yeah. Thank you. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people on the Nerdic Pro Podcast, my name is, as usual, been Bobby effing Salastar. Who has been with me on the line has been Mr. Richie Stoneham. Yeah, I do apologise that this podcast has had to be cut short, but I'll try and sort something out either with Richie or with someone over the weekend. So there will be, yes, he was Richie Stoneham. There we are. There we go. There will be a legit podcast at some point this week, but unfortunately, Richie had to be a bit of a dumbass and let his technical difficulties get the better of him. Right. Yeah. Thank you all very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. See you all later. Good. So, keep an eye out on posts on the Nerdic Pro Podcast YouTube community page, as well as on our Facebook, our TikTok, as well as on our shorts bit here on what's this called, YouTube, right? Where I'll be putting out some stuff to announce when the next official podcast actually is, whether that be next week or at some point this weekend, when we can get something sorted. And don't forget the Wednesday, the 5th of November, former WWE Tag Champ, current NWA star Mike Mundo comes to the Nerdic Pro Podcast. I can't actually think of the actual date, but I know it's the following Thursday. Former two-time NWA United States Tag Team Champion, member of the Country Gentlemen, third-generation star, the Bullhead Brute, Mr. AJ Kazana, also comes to the Nerdic Pro Podcast as well. So that's 2 stars of the National Wrestling Alliance currently. Pretty much the most important wrestling company on the planet. 2 people who will be representing the NWA will be coming on to the Nerdic Pro Podcast, representing the NWA, as well as to come on about an exclusive interview about their careers in professional wrestling. One of which is obviously a former WWE Tag Team Champion, which is fucking huge. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is, as usual, been Bobby effing Salastar. Love you all. See you later. Goodbye.